Mandalorian, Season 3, Chapter 20, Episode 4. Well, the Foundling. That's a lot to choke down, isn't it? Let's get this episode started.
Oh yeah, welcome to Season 3 of Grogu. Now here's your host, Putty Man.
How do you do, G-Pot crew? It's your Nutty Buddy Putty here, and today we're talking about Mandalorian, Episode 4, Chapter 20, The Foundling. They say chapters in the episodes. It's confusing, I understand. It's basically the 4th episode of Season 3. And in this, we find a whole story going on with all the Mandalorians. That's a one-step story, but it leads into Bo-Katan, Grogu, both Bo-Katan and Grogu growing in the tribe, you want to call it. I have very much enjoyed this episode, but I'm going to be upfront with you. The reason why this is not a breakdown is because outside of one creature that I suspect is one from a past episode, there isn't really anything else to say outside of a new thing that's here. Now, if it has been in the lore of Star Wars and I'm just not familiar with it, well, then I want someone to tell me in the comments below. And that being said, that'll be part of the spoiler end of this, which I'm about to go into just a second. But I just want to go ahead and express how I really enjoyed this episode. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the episode, break it down, and talk about some of the things that happened, and then continue from there. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a good episode. We're leading into some fun stuff in Mandalorian, and I want to talk about some of that stuff now. So with that being said, if you don't want spoilers and you just came to say hi, how did you enjoy the episode? Well, this is the part where you want to leave. Go watch the episode. Or if you had watched the episode, then stick around, because we're going to get started now. Now, for the first thing I want to talk about, it has to do with this area of a thought for Grogu. So, again, for those that may be forgetting, Grogu is 50 years old, which means that during this is a probably even younger version of Grogu, and this is during the times of the Clone Wars. So this has been back when Ahsoka was young. Vader hadn't become Vader yet, or this might be at the cusp of what he does. Yeah, this is what am I talking? This is when they put out Order 66. I'm pretty sure. And Order 66 was the one that Palpatine put out stating to kill all the Jedi. So this is probably what's going on here. This is Order 66 happening from the prequels. And Grogu was there the whole time, but they were hiding Grogu because they didn't want anybody to find Grogu because of his strength. What makes this even more cooler is based on everything that's happened prior. Grogu is going to be a Mandalorian, possibly Jedi. And for the two things that I guess most Star Wars fans love, the Mandalorians and the Jedi, for that to be combined into a Yoda-type character, they have just made pure gold and brilliance when it comes to this series. Taking the two things, making it one character, which means that when Grogu gets older, they can put him in a helmet. Anybody can do the voice, so you don't have to actually... well, it's going to be CGI anyway, so he can have his helmet on, off, however you want to do it. But he's going to have Mandalorian gear with Jedi powers, which means this could be a Mandalorian carrying a lightsaber, just like Din Djarin does, the dark saber, but an actual lightsaber. But again, this might be something I might not see until years from now. So if I'm not around to see it, if you ever see Grogu with a lightsaber wearing a Mandalorian helmet, I said it here first. Season 3. I said it here first. Let's continue. Okay, so the first thing I want to go over when it comes to anything spoilery, or anything that, I may have not known, is this dragon-looking creature. I don't know what this is. I feel like I've seen it before, but the thing I'm thinking of is a bat-like creature that's very, very popular in the Star Wars community. So I don't know what this creature is. But I do want to go over some things as far as like the mythosaur. So if you saw it earlier, I didn't know that was the mythosaur's eye, and apparently everyone else online knew this was a mythosaur. So apparently we finally are going to see what a real mythosaur looks like in Mandalorian, because I've never seen one. There's only people that's done designs over the skull to see what may be a possible design, or at least the head, but we have no idea of the actual concept of the what's the word I'm looking for? The actual creature's like face. I was hoping I can get closer to it. It's not, I mean, that's close right there, but so it apparently is a very strong, big creature, and I don't even think that's the rapper skull for it. Now, some of the other things I want to also go over is, if you remember, I had talked about in this episode, literally, the only thing that I would consider an Easter egg was the whole story here of Grogu, and this is all the stuff that happened in the prequels on Coruscant and everything. So you could see, for example, some of the old clone trooper ships. Let me see if I can get it to show up. Whoops. You can see, I'm trying to get to one of the clone trooper ships. See, it's going to be around here somewhere. Anyway, my point to the whole thing is, this is based in the prequels. And a lot of people are like, wow, what? But that doesn't make sense. He said he's just a baby. Remember, he's 50 years old. He is a baby, but he's older than me. So I was around during the prequels. I was around during the original Star Wars, well, some of the original Star Wars movies. He was around. So it really makes sense to the story to add that, because then you can have this whole storyline with Grogu that he has encountered the prequels, he's encountered all this stuff, but he was just an innocent bystander. And it's not until now, with the Mandalorian, is he being really thrusted into world society of Star Wars and having to learn. And this is also what's brought him things like his armor now. He now has his own Mandalorian armor, and of course it's the first beast he killed, the rhinoceros. I can't think of the name of the rhinoceros, but it was in season 1. It was literally like the 3rd or 4th episode. But with that being said, I really did enjoy this episode. I suspect the creature that kills this creature in the water, I think this is that gator creature that I talked about in the early in the season. So you can go back and see when I talked about that then. Again, I don't know what these creatures are, but they're clearly going to be training them, and they may have been something that might have been in like Clone Wars, and I just remember. I'm getting old too, guys. I'm 43 years old, and I'm getting old, but I still love talking about what is the greatness. Oh, and I love how Bo-Katan is actually now in there, where she's actually part of the Mandalorians now, so she's not taking her helmet off except when she's alone, which is going to be a crazy idea when they get to storylines later on and everything. I wonder if she's going to stay that way, though. That's the thing, I don't know. So but yeah, we got to see the mythosaur, we got to see all the new insignias, and we got to see some nice action. I really enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys did. I can't wait to see how this is going to continue, and I don't know how many more episodes we have, but we'll probably have at least 4 more. So either we're at least halfway there, if not more. It could be 10. So stay tuned next Wednesday for our exciting continuation of Mandalorian, which would be episode 20, or chapter 21, episode 5. It's weird saying it that way. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.